good morning or good evening whenever you're seeing this. Yeah, I just had my hair cut and my guy likes to style my hair like with this one little like rooster comb up, which is fine. He's a young guy. So I mean, if you're wondering what's happened to my hair, it's I've just come from the barber. Yes, I have a barber do my hair, but he's really good. He's like one of the best hairstylists I've ever had, which my favorite hairstylist, I have top 5. And Alicia, if you're watching this, you're one of them. But anyway, yeah, I've had some really good hairstylists. But hey, I've gotten lots of haircuts and I've had some really bad ones too. But hey, you live and you learn, right? Hey guys. Hello Jennifer. Hello Dee Dee. Hi. I started watching your video, which was really good. I love the thumbnail girl. And then, so I've had a busy day. I had to work. And as soon as I got off from work, I had to take Frank to the vet to get his third round of shots. And then to have his stuff examined because he had a bout of roundworms. I think all puppies do. But yeah, it was weird because since we got him, how long have we had him? 2 months? He's over 17 weeks now, but since we got him, he had never had them, and that's weird because most all of my puppies that I've ever had to be dewormed. So I kind of thought it was weird that he didn't, but he finally did end up needing to be dewormed, and so they couldn't give him his shots last week. So this week we went back, and welcome in, guys. I'm so glad to see everybody here. Jolie, hi. I'm not as chipper as I normally would be. That thing is working its way out. That's what I'm telling you guys. Anyway, so I had the vet appointment, and then immediately after I had a special hair appointment because the day I got this kidney stone and I went to the emergency room, I had a hair appointment and had to cancel. So because I was in the hospital. But my barber is he's pretty good, but he's pretty booked solid for months on end. And so I kept saying, like, if you have a cancellation, because I have that big Dancing with the Stars event where I do the comic relief and judging not this weekend, but next. And I was like, I can't go without a haircut. I think I was going to have to go till September. I was like, I'm going to have to do something. Like, I was really freaking out. But then I went on his website. He has one of those Square D websites or Square websites. And he had like make an appointment. And then down below it said, can't wait. Like, do a special after hours. But girl, I can't even tell you, like, it was almost like getting a color and cut, and I didn't get no color. It was expensive, but I went ahead and bit the bullet. But Bill was like, hell no, I'm not doing it because I'll just let my hair, what little bit I have, grow out, or you can shave it for me. And I'm like, yeah, no doubt. But he didn't want to do it. And so I'm handheld tonight because I don't know how long I'll be on here because y'all know that my Wi-Fi never holds out and I end up friggin', freeze like this right in the middle of a crazy look on most of my lives, and I end up keeping on talking forever, and y'all are like, "Hey, hey, it's happening. You're frozen," and I'm like, "Oh, frick." But anyhow, yeah. So here's the story. Here's the story of a crazy lady. I came home in between to let. So me, Bill, and Carter went, and I drove my car because I had like a 4:30 and then a 5:30 appointment because I couldn't welch out on my hair appointment again, guys, because I'd already missed it once, and this was a special appointment. And I knew he was going to charge me. All the little hairs on my face are like from my hair are falling onto my face. Not that I don't have hair on my face, because I unfortunately do. But so I had to bring Frankie home, and that was like at 5, right at 5 o'clock. And you know that feeling of having to pee? Well, it started to really excruciatingly hurt in my pee hole. We're all friends here. I have this on horizontal, so we shouldn't get any trolls. But anyhow, yeah, girl, excruciating pain when I peed. It was like I put my hat on there, my strainer hat thing. You guys, if you know, you know. If any of you that I know Lux has the kidney stones, and a couple of you have said that you have too. So, and Jolie knows because she's a nurse. But yeah, I put my hat on there, and was straining, but I was literally straining to get pee. Like that thing is down there blocking my pee. Like I was going, and it was so painful. My face was blood red, and Bill was like, "Shit!" It got to be like 10 after, and I was still trying to pee. And I said, "Just forget it. Like I gotta go because I'm not canceling it." And it was across town, so it took us 20 minutes to even drive. To get over there, and I made it right at 5:30, and the guy still had his last appointment sitting in the chair, so I could actually been a little bit later, but I don't wanna cancel again, but man, guys, this thing, it's like yeah, I'm scared to go try to even go pee now because it's eased off a little bit, but I know as soon as I sit down to go pee, it's gonna be like the ring of frickin' fire down there. I'm taking Flomax and stuff, but man, I'm considering on taking, like a Toradol or something to I don't know if that'll help or not, guys. I don't freaking know. But anyway, that's what's going on with my pee hole. And I hated to not like because I told a few people, I know I told Jean, I told a few people like, yeah, I'm gonna go live. And I hated to like not go live. God, it's a lot, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not being a wimp either because you got this one's it's a 6 millimeter, right? And so yeah, it's just friggin' a lot. I'm trying to find the chat on my TV, but like I can't get it pulled up or where I could see you guys' chats, but it's not coming up. Why is it not coming up? Oh God, this isn't me, but man, the last live I did, I looked awful, guys. Why didn't you tell me? Do I look like this every time? Holy shit. Yeah. It's I don't know what's going on. Am I even on, guys? Is this thing on? So anyway, I can't see any of the chats because I'm trying. It's just not gonna work. But so that's what's happening today. That has been my day. Oh, there it is. And I had to take sneakers back because I don't know if I told you guys this, but I have gone, whoops, sorry. I have gone on a damn sneaker tear. Y'all know how I am with bags usually. This is how I am. Oh, hey, Janette. I know, babe. Don't be worried about me. I go through this all the time. Like it's just exceptionally excessive this year, but usually I have the same kidney stones, the same amount. I've always had, sometimes I pass 2 or 3 a month in a normal year, especially when I was overweight, more overweight than I am now at my biggest. But I usually don't have as much trouble going. I don't have to go the result is not usually me going to the hospital. 5 times I've been to the hospital this year, 5 times. So it's excessive. And part of that was a very bad UTI that they kept throwing Ceftonir, the antibiotic Ceftonir at. And finally, the last doctor I had on my 3rd or 4th visit in the actual hospital, she was like, she's the best doctor. I wish she was an actual doctor I could go to, but she's just an ER doc or a hospital doc, but internal medicine. And she said, well, the kind of infection that you have, we've cultured it. And that's why I had to stay in the hospital so long that last time. And she was like, it's not responding to the Ceftonir because that's not what kills this particular virus or bacteria or whatever. And I was like, makes sense why I've had this freaking raging. Like, seriously, I went on from February, March, April, May, like 4 months. And it got so bad that the pain was so excessive from the kidney stone. But I think it was from the UTI. That's really what I think my problem was. And then just as soon as I get all that cleared up and I had the surgery and I get out and I go home and I'm doing good. And I told the doctor, I told my nephrologist, I was like, he goes, how are you feeling? And I go, this is the best I have been. Like, don't ever say that shit. Don't say that. Because then, karma goes, really? You feel great? And no, you don't. And yeah. And so then the left side gets one. And so when I went to the emergency, like this is the whole story. This is the whole story, girl. But I went to the emergency room and I love Dr. Red. Dr. Reddy is the doctor's name that has worked in the emergency room for years and years and years and years. He's an older guy. He's probably a little bit older than me and Bill. Like in his 60s, you know. And it's nice to see somebody that you know, familiar face. I was like, oh, Dr. Reddy, thank God. He of course didn't know who I was. But I was like, oh yeah. And he's not like a you need to stay in the hospital. This is not gonna go away. He's like, you know, you've had these for so long. You probably could manage this one on your own. You take some Flomax, get some antibiotics in you. Like, we're good. So he sent me home with some stuff and yeah, I just gutted it out. But like last Tuesday, I don't know what it is about Tuesdays, but like last Tuesday, man, it was making its way, I guess, I don't know, through my bladder and part of my urethra, not my ureter. And man, it was really excruciating last Tuesday. And then like it'll lull, you know, it'll stop. It'll like, yeah, we're chilling here. It'll stop its movement. And then on the way out, it goes, hey, F you, bitch. I'm gonna really rage you to death. And so that's where we're at tonight. So I'm hoping um, you know, I'll pee it out today. Long story short, that's the story with the kidney stone. So there we go. And I can see I apologize, guys. I can see my Wi-Fi is already glitching and being crazy. And I never here's the thing. I never think about like, oh, I should call the you know, whatever people, the Wi-Fi people, my internet people. There we go. And complain that for some damn reason it's the literal router and shit is right. Like it's 6 feet away, 10 feet away from me. Not even 10. My room's not that big. So yeah, F Cook. Do many people have kidney stones? It's so common. Once you have them, you will always get them, unfortunately. I think so. I think that's true. You rarely ever hear of somebody going, I had one once 20 years ago. I mean, I've heard people say it. Oh, I never want to get one of those again. They're like the lucky ones, man. But my nephrologist, my urologist did say, like, there's a medication for calcium oxalate stones, which is what I have. And it's just bad diet. For me, I can't say this for everybody. Like, I don't know your situation and whatever. Everybody has different um whatevers, and other people have different kind of stones. There's several different kinds. But mine is a calcium oxalate stone that I produce, calcium oxalate ones. And there's a very low dose of blood pressure medication, which I don't need blood pressure medication, but he said at a very small dose, it won't affect blood pressure, but it will take the calcium out of your system that you like take in. Cause I think my problem is salt. I've tried to stop putting extra, like I'm a saltaholic, guys. I always have been. I like to see the salt on my food before I eat it. Yeah. So I haven't been using the salt shaker. I won't say I haven't been using it at all, but I have been really chilled out with my extra salting of the food because I already get enough in my terrible diet anyway. So I think but get this shit. He was like, did I tell y'all this already? I've told so many people this story, but he was like, well, I tell you what, we can put you on that, you know, thing, but I have a 24-hour urine bucket downstairs to do. But since this kidney stone came up, I was like, well, I don't want to do the 24-hour urine test while this is all going on, right? So I got it right in the middle of all this happening. So I was like, well, I got to wait till this calms down. So I've had the test for a couple weeks, but he's like, oh, I need to do a 24-hour urine on you, which is basically where you pee in a hat. You collect it in a jug for 24 hours. Now, used to, you would take that jug. This is serious. When I first started doing this 26 years ago, you used to put that freaking pee, if I'm lying, I'm dying, in your fridge. Yeah. And then in 24 hours, that's why you had to kind of do it. You had to kind of take a day off from work. Or if you did it on the weekend, I know, gross, right? And you put it in your fridge and then you cart it back in to the damn, oh, yeah, F. Cook says, "Yeah, my ex had them 3 times over several years, and yes, salt is" yes, it is. Finally, this doctor gets it, and he told me most of them have always just said, "You're obese, like, if you lose some weight," and I'm like, "Oh, really? 75 to 80 pounds I lost, I still have them." What? Yeah. And this is a new guy, he's younger, he goes, "Yeah, he goes, "It's salt. I can just tell you now. You salt your food a lot?" Yeah. He goes, "Well, it's too much salt." Oh. And, I mean, he's very like nonchalant about like, yeah, you salt your food. You got too much salt in your diet. Like, bam, mic drop, and then he walked out, and I was like, damn. Thank you. Somebody finally noticed. But yeah, all these years that I've been obese, which I still am considered obese, guys. I'm not saying that, but I have lost, quite a bit of weight. But my doctor used to, my same urologist he'd always say, "Oh, if you lost 45 pounds, you'd never have another one." Sir, really? If I socked you in the eye right now, you'd probably have big black eyes. So there's some facts too. I've got facts too. Like, here's another fact. You're an asshole. But anyway, yeah. So the urine test, yeah. So years ago, you'd put that urine, you would put your jug of urine. They're measuring output. They're measuring, of course, everything, your components of your pee, like everything, right? And now I read the test, and it's so much easier. You collect it in a jug, but you put this like formula shit in there. This preservative is what it's called. And you collect it in the jug for 24 hours, but you tell them the volume of pee before you discard the pee, and then you give them a little sample. You pour into a test tube after 24 hours into this thing, and then you put it in like a tightly wound thing, and then in another moisture block bag, and then, you know, and then you just simply mail it off in a tiny box. So simple, but used to you'd have to take it back to your urologist. They would send it off to the lab. It would, it was a whole thing just to come back and go, yeah, if you lost some weight, you probably never have these. Kind of like, why did I even do the test? So they have asked me like several times, well, you probably should do another 24-hour. You should probably and that was such a bitch. I was like, no, I don't want to do another 24-hour because you're not going to do anything for me. You're just going to basically tell me that I don't, I'm too dehydrated. I don't pee enough. I don't take in enough liquid or hydrate enough. And apparently I'm obese. Thank you for Captain Obvious being like real obvious about the fact that all these things are what they are. Hey, Eva, how are you? Lisa, hi. Lisa says, "Hey, Winnie, hopefully you are getting to the bottom of everything. You've lost, yeah, so much. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have. I think I'm close to 160 now. So yeah, I think the last time that I checked, because our bathrooms are torn up and I don't really have my scales right now, but I think the last time I went and checked, it was like 163. I was at like 163. So top weight was 242. So yeah, like close to 80 pounds, I guess. But I hope I keep going. I don't know. I feel like I lost a lot of weight that first few months that I went on the meds, but you could really, I look back at videos. It's really neat to have, oh, whoops, I didn't mean to cover up the mic. It's really neat to have a video kind of diary of all of it, which I do from doing these videos. And I can kind of look back at just, at the beginning of the year, and I'm, you know, my neck and my cheeks and stuff. But I think I was losing, it's like body recomposition or whatever. I think I was losing weight pretty well, but it just wasn't showing up like it is, you know what I mean? Like where my face is concerned and stuff. So, and I've gone down, I think you guys remember when I used to get the ring. I still get the Julia and the She Said Yes rings, but when I first started getting those a few years ago, I think I got a 10. I think my ring size was literally a 10. And it's like a 7.5 now. My ring finger is like a 7.5. So yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, I don't ever want to go back, but then I know I still eat junk. I just don't eat a whole lot of it. That's the difference. It really is. I mean, now I know. For all those years, I kinda thought I knew, but it really is the sheer amount of food that I was eating. I can't say about anybody else. Hey, Chris. Hi. Hi. Oh, mad about bags. I'm sorry, Heather. Hey, Heather. How are you? Congratulations on taking out the trash. I'm on a weight loss. Oh, wow. Yes, girl. Share with us your journey. We'd love to hear it. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I saw your mad about handbags and automatically I was like, "Oh, Mad Hatter bags," you know. Sorry about that. How are you? Wow, congratulations on your journey. It is a journey, girl. It's just the sheer amount of food that I ate was just the volume of it. I sat down and ate. And then I would go back and think, God, 2 hours later and think, well, shit. I brought home leftovers. That's crazy. I'm gonna eat that. I just would just eat, literally. Lisa said, "I kept a watch from before I lost 140 pounds." Yeah, you look great. I would never believe that. Like when you told me you had lost 140, I was like, "There's no way in hell this lady has ever been bigger than that," because you look so good. 12 years ago, and I can stick two fingers in the gap of how big. Really, a watch. Wow, it's yeah, it's insane. Well, you guys remember I have a Rolex that my dad gave me a few years before he died. He bought himself one and then he bought me one. Uh and that was it was a really nice gift. I sort of like pressured him into it because I was like, "Yeah, your Rolex is so nice. I should have one." And then he really did get me one. But and I don't think that I was that much smaller, but apparently I was, because how every year you just pack on more and more and more until you just get to your freaking biggest, man. And I think I showed it to you guys in a live one night and tried to put it on, and I could not get it. I could not get it clasped or whatever. And I kept thinking, well, I'm gonna have to go back to the jeweler, have them, whatever. But now I can totally wear it. So yeah. It's crazy. It is just so crazy. But the t-shirt game, my t-shirt game, you guys remember how I probably had what?